This is Wayne Dorban. I'm here at B-Town Auto in Berthoud, Colorado, where the Grace Place Church is doing their first auto care ministry opportunity. And we're here today with a number of men from the Grace Place Church and a number of other volunteers that are helping women primarily that cannot afford or otherwise wouldn't take their cars to be serviced. And so what's happening is there are vehicles coming in here and they're doing a typical 22-point service that you'd get if you took your car to an auto repair center. And that's what's going on, and it's a pretty cool opportunity, something that the church is doing. It's the first time for this event. Jim, who's the owner of B-Town, has graciously volunteered his location. 4 bays here, all the tools that you might need, and the men that have come here are volunteering their mornings, their day to help these women out that have these vehicles. What an outstanding opportunity. I'm going to interview a few of the people here that are working and just get a couple of comments from people around the site. So while you're watching the window, I'm going to interview you.
Okay. I just got here.
That's all right. So I'm going to talk to a number of people. So what is your name?
I'm Veronica Meiser.
All right. So Veronica, what are you up to right now?
I'm just cleaning out this window.
So you're cleaning a window on a car, yeah. And so what are you doing here? Why are you here today?
Well, I'm here because I invited someone who wants to be a mechanic, so I figured he doesn't go to church very often, and this can be a way to get involved.
Very cool. So he's here?
Yeah, he is.
Wow. So he's here helping do it, and he doesn't normally go to church, but this is something that he can do. Wow, pretty cool. Is he a peer? Because I know you're not 50 years old, right?
No.
You're in high school.
I'm a junior in high school. He is a senior in high school.
Okay. So and he likes to mechanic, right? Likes to do that kind of stuff. Well, cool. And I'm assuming you may not be a mechanic yourself.
No, definitely not.
But you can wash windows. You
know what? I saw in the bulletin, I saw the little flyer. And I'm not a mechanic by any stretch, but I work on my own stuff at the house. So I thought I could lend a hand. I know how to change oil and stuff like that.
Cool.
So I thought it'd be fun.
So what have you guys done so far? I mean, I've seen you working here.
Let's see. Change air filters, oil filters. We've tried to reassemble a interior door panel that came apart.
Okay.
Not with great success on that. Replace light bulbs, checking tire pressure, washer fluid, brake fluid, transmission fluid, all those sorts of things that are pretty vital. So make sure all the lights are working.
Cool. So you said you're not a mechanic, so you came here to just help out?
I know a little bit, but not enough to be dangerous, I guess.
Cool. Well, thanks.
You bet.
Appreciate it.
You bet. It's fun.
So we're going to do a little video, so I'm interviewing some folks around. So what's your name?
John Moffitt.
Hey, John. So what are you doing here today?
I'm trying to minister to Christ.
All right. Cool.
Helping clean the windows right now.
All right. So I talked with you before. You do a little bit of this kind of on your own, right? You told me you mess with hot rods and so on a little bit.
Yeah, I have a little side business and then big hobby outreach that deals with cars and hot rods, stuff like that.
So what do you think that's going on here today in terms of helping people? What's your feelings about what this will do and such?
Well, I think it's the hands and feet of Jesus. I think I don't know the details of the people that are bringing their cars here, but I know in the past, generally that's an element that's needed to help particularly single moms and people that don't have anybody to take care of these things. And you can see some evidence that the little things are overlooked, and so hopefully we can address some of that.
So I know you've worked on a couple cars. What did you see just kind of that was kind of overlooked?
Things like battery terminals are all corroded up.
Okay.
Brakes are getting low, fluid's low, power steering fluid, not just engine oil, but some of the auxiliary equipment. belts being at the end of their life and things like that.
Great. Thank you.
Hey, thanks, Wayne.
You bet. I'm making a little video, so I'm doing some interviews. So I've got Diane Austin here. Diana, right?
Yes.
Austin. And Diana's the one who organized this thing. So Diana, tell us what's going on here today.
We're just changing the oil and fixing up a whole bunch of people's cars, getting everybody set to go to have a good, safe, fun ride.
So what motivated you to do this?
I think single moms have the hardest job in the world. They have the hardest job of anyone in the world, and so I really we had a heart for them. And then once you go outside of that, your car is your outlet. I mean, it's the culture we live in. If you don't have a car that's working good, then your stress level goes up. All the things in your life just gets backed up, one thing after another. And if we can help people out with something as basic as just enabling them to do what they need to do in life, that's huge. That's huge.
So how many guys do you think are here helping today?
I think we have 21 volunteers today, plus plus some extra techs that both L1 Automotive brought and B-Town Automotive brought, plus Jim and Karen Fate that own the shop, plus my husband and myself, plus you. So we've got to be up to 30 something by then.
And how many vehicles are we got scheduled?
We've got 26, I think. I think we're at 26, and we've had a couple. We've only had one show so far for the day, so we're doing pretty good.
And it's not the greatest weather today, right?
No, this is some pretty crummy weather. And we're grateful to be inside.
And so your hope, if this goes well today, is that you're going to do this on a regular basis?
Every 3 months. We'll do it every 3 months. Next one's July 12th.
All right, so you've already got it scheduled, July 12th?
Yep.
Cool. And you've done a little bit of this before. Give us a little bit of history, because you got this from something.
Yeah, I started 9 years ago with an organization called Hands of the Carpenter, which is down in Lakewood is where they're based right now. And they did it through our church when we lived down there, and they started in the church parking lot, and I just showed up and helped change oil for a couple times, and then I started coming. They did it every 3 months. They would have to skip the winter because it's cold out. You can't be changing oil in the snow and the ice under the, in the parking lot. So they would have to hire out a shop or something for the winter if they needed it. But yeah, I've been doing it since about then, and I just saw what an impact it made on so many people. I mean, people it's the last thing you want to think about. You've got 1,000 other things to think about, and to have this one very large, very important thing taken off your plate. So I love it because I love learning about the cars. I love getting under there and realizing how every car's a little different, but all a little the same, and that's cool for me to see. And I kind of miss that I don't get to do that today, but
So if other people would like to get involved in a July event in terms of bringing their cars, how do they do that?
Call me or my husband. My number is 303-250-5418. My husband is 303-619-7358. He's Jordan Austin. I'm Diane Austin. Yeah.
And how about on the volunteer side, as you get ready
Same
for that?
thing.
Same thing?
Same thing. Give us a call. You don't have to know a lot about cars to come. We've got a lot of really knowledgeable people to kind of balance everything. So we need people to check people in. We need people to drive cars from the front to the back. We need people to run and grab a light bulb from Napa or wherever it's from. We need people for everything. So absolutely.
I think you even talked about supplies, right? People can donate certain things. And how would they do that? What is it you're looking for?
Boy, that's a piece we're still trying to figure out, because it's different for each car. How can we've got women bringing the oil filter for their own car, but we've had, multiple light bulbs out. We've had multiple small things that are easy to fix if we just have the part, but we don't know it until the car gets here. So that we're still trying to, I don't know the best way to do that. I was still trying to figure that piece out.
All right. Well, thanks, Diana. Appreciate it. All right. So I've got somebody else here that's been helping working this morning. Who am I talking to?
Hollis Hunt.
Hollis. All right. Yeah, I think I know you. So Hollis is actually the head of the men's ministry here at the church. So I don't think this was a men's ministry initiative, right? Initially,
no.
Right?
Nope, it wasn't.
Yeah.
But it's right along with where we serve, is at the margins. So
right.
Yeah, Jordan and Diana, beautiful vision for this.
And did you help then get the guys together? Did Diana do pretty much put this together?
Yep. Jordan and Diana put the whole thing together. I just signed up to volunteer, so I'm just here to serve on this one.
Cool. So I see you're working here, and are you a car guy? Did you do
a shade tree mechanic? Yeah.
All right.
Jack of all trades, master of none.
So far today, I know you guys you're working on this crew. You work 2 or 3 vehicles. What are the kinds of things you've seen that maybe people they're not even knowing are wrong with their cars?
I think tail lights and headlights are probably the biggest things. Serpentine belt. As you look at the belts, you see that they're dry rotted or cracked. That would be another thing that we've seen this morning that most people, I think majority of people, don't even know to check or look at until there's a problem. And when that goes out, it's bad news because it connects everything.
Is this similar to the kind of care they'd get if they took this into just some retail place?
Absolutely. I think probably what they're getting here is a little bit more detailed because you got guys that really want to do a good job and show the love of Christ. So they're spending an extra amount of time. It's not about how fast we can get them through, but more about that there's quality going on with it.
So how does this compare to some other things that you've thought about that guys could be doing to help out?
I think this is just right in line with everything that we should be doing. Those on the margins, single moms, the homeless, the working poor, the senior citizens, things that we can come alongside where they don't have the finances to be able to take care of the simple stuff, right? What we consider simple when we have money is not so simple to somebody who doesn't. $50 for an oil change, that's dinner for 5 nights. So at the end of the day, they're making those kind of decisions, and they're to them those are life and death decisions. Whereas we can come in and just 4 hours make a huge difference in somebody's life. I mean, literally, that's 5 meals that they get to eat, and we just spent 4 hours. So it's a life and death thing when I look at stuff like this.
Awesome.
So anything that we can do to help somebody out, whether it's home maintenance, car maintenance, whatever, it's beautiful.
And we got guys of all ages here. We got a young guy right here. Come over here. What's your name?
I'm Gabe.
Gabe. And what brought you here today?
My dad.
All right, your dad. And are you a car guy? You work on cars? You like it?
I just like to see how things work and look at things and figure out how they work together and how the different pieces go together to make the car work or to make an elevator work, just different things like that. So I was kind of fascinated by cars. And then my best friend, his dad works at Big Deal Tire and Wheel up in Fort Collins, and so I'm fascinated by they do the spinning tires and they replace the tires and check the pressure, which is kind of what I've been doing, and then they just do whatever they can. So
cool. Tell us your first and last name again.
Gabriel Alverson.
How old are you?
13.
All right, 13. So look at this. We got his dad brought you here today. So what about just sort of what do you feel like that you might be doing for these women that brought these cars?
Just helping.
Yeah.
Doing what I can.
Is that something you think's important?
Uh-huh.
Why?
Because it's just showing that we care.
Wow, that's really neat. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate it. Well, Hal, is there anything else that you'd like to throw out about this cool ministry we get going here?
No, it's awesome. I can't wait to see it grow. Stuff like this, it takes on kind of a life of its own, and just actually seeing the camaraderie between the men and then even the women here that are the Grace Monkeys and doing this stuff. It's great to see, girls jumping in and helping out along with the men. So, and that's what it's about. Again, for us as ministry or ministry-wise, is us coming together, being in fellowship and communities.
Cool. Somebody else here with me. Who do I have?
Oh, me? Oh,
Yeah.
you're right now?
Yeah,
It's
right
Jordan
now.
Austin. Yep.
Jordan. And
Yeah.
I think you're related to somebody else that I talked to earlier, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, my better half.
Yeah. So Jordan and Diana, we heard a little bit about them. So what motivated you to get into this a long time ago? You guys.
There's a need. It needs to be done, and a lot of people you look at what people need, and a lot of people that are struggling, they don't own the place where they live, they're renting that, so they have a landlord, but almost everybody has car repairs, needs for their car. And I mean, this is a key to everything. It's a key to getting to church, it's a key to getting to your job, key to getting to a job interview, so we want to make sure it's running well.
Cool. And I see you're kind of running around, so you guys are even going and getting parts if they're needed, right, and so on?
Absolutely. A lot of headlights, brake lights, one tail light assembly.
Very neat. thank you so much.
Absolutely.
All right. Okay. I'm making a little video that we're going to make for church, so I'm interviewing
nice.
folks. So you're on the air now. But it's not live.
Excellent.
Okay, we're gonna do
Excellent.
video. So who do I have here? Who am I?
Jim Fate, my wife Karen and I own B-Town Automotive. So happy to be able to help with all the other volunteers here today. And it's unique, and it's a unique town we live in. Berthoud's a great place, and this is an example of why we live here. And everybody coming together through the church is a wonderful thing. So, yeah.
Well, we sure appreciate you being willing to offer your place.
No problem. Just happy to be part of it. So
it's kind of not the best day outside.
No,
right?
it is. You know, it's funny, when I was at church last Sunday and I read the brochure and figured out how to volunteer and get involved, I thought to myself, what are we going to do if this is planned on being outside originally? What are we going to do if there's a little bit of rain and snow and the day's not all that pleasant? I mean, we'd have got through it, but it's, you know, we're just glad we were able to help with some lifts and roof and all that good stuff. So
thank you so much.
Yep,
really appreciate
absolutely. Thank you.
You ladies are here because you're having your cars cared for. Would you mind just giving me your name?
Sherry Wilson.
Hi, Sherry. So how did you find out about this, and how did you get here?
Well, I'm part of a Thursday morning Bible study at Grace Place, and they announced that there were some openings, and I'm a widow, and they said that qualifies me, and I'm kind of having a hard time, so here I am today.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really quite a blessing.
What kind of car do you have?
2003 Honda Accord, or no, Civic.
Civic. And when you brought it in here, did you know that you had some problem, or was it just running fine?
It's just doing good, as far as I know.
Good.
So
but when was the last
due.
time? When was the last time you did this kind of maintenance?
I think it was like 6 months ago.
6 months. All right. Well, this is cool. I mean, so if they're going to do it again, will you participate again?
Yeah, if the need's there, I sure
right.
will. Yeah, it's quite a blessing. So
awesome.
I'm happy to be here.
Appreciate it. Well, we've got another young lady here. And what was your name?
Brenda Fallon.
Brenda Fallon. And Brenda, how did you hear about this?
Same thing with the Wisdom Seekers.
So you heard it, and
I was just walking by, and the gals from the office, they know me because we go to church there once in a while.
Okay.
Anyways, they stopped me and said, "Do you want to do this?" And if I knew any other people that would like to come down here. So
neat. And so what kind of car do you have?
I have a Chevy Aveo 2009.
Okay. And did you notice any problems before you came in, or were you sort of thinking, maybe
I knew the oil needed changing, and my husband brought the filter, but I didn't know my backlight on the driver's side was bad.
Oh, so they found that?
Yeah, so that was cool. They're going to put a new one in.
Yeah. Any other thoughts? Any other things either one of you?
I'm just thankful that they're doing it.
Awesome. And you're here at the shop. You're sitting just like you'd be if this was a weekday, right? And you were here to get your car service. We were going to do it outside, then we probably would have been having you sit in cars. But this is nice, right?
It is very nice. It's very nice.
Well, cool.
You guys even have breakfast. So.
Yeah. Well, please tell your friends about it, and I think they're going to do it again in July, and so that'll be nice.
I think it's a wonderful thing that Grace Place is doing. I think there's a real need for this for a lot of women and single moms and married people that are struggling right now. I know it's tough for a lot of people.
I thought of a couple of questions. Where do you live? So how far did you come? How far did you drive?
I just moved back to Berthoud.
Okay,
so I've just been here about four weeks. So I was in Loveland.
Okay.
So, but my kids were raised here at Berthoud. So.
What about you? Where's Longmont? Longmont. Okay. Well, that's quite a little farther distance. So it's not like it's right next door. Cool.
This one gal was from Erie. Really? Was sitting here talking.
Oh, cool. So we've had people from Erie and Longmont and Berthoud. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
I'm doing a little video for this for church. I just told you. What were you just talking about?
Oh, there's a light on the panel that says SRS. It's coming on, and we were going to try to reset it, but Jim said that it's been coming on. He's reset it before, and it keeps coming back on. He's not worried about it, so I guess we're not going to worry about it either.
What's your name, by the way?
Steve Butcher.
Steve. So what brought you here today?
What am I doing?
Yeah. Why'd you come here today?
Oh, just to help out. Just to help out. Serve the Lord.
Cool. Are you a mechanic?
I'm not officially a mechanic. I'm not certified or anything, but I've been raised by my father here that he has taught me quite a bit about it, so I know enough to get into trouble.
And so I've seen you going back and forth talking about parts. So this isn't just sort of typical service. You guys are doing a little more than that, right?
We are attempting it if it's something within our realm. You know, if it's like light bulbs or resetting codes in the computer, that kind of thing. It's a little bit outside of the scope that we originally signed up for, but if it's attainable, we're doing it.
Cool.
Yeah.
So what do you feel in your heart and gut about this? Why is this a good thing?
Well, I just think there's a lot of people out there that can't afford to service their vehicles, and we want to make sure that they're safe and reliable, and we don't want to be able to get in trouble out there on the road.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Wayne.
So who do I have here?
It's me, Kim Land.
Me? My audience doesn't know me, so who are you again?
I'm Kim Land, the outreach pastor of Grace Place.
All right, you're the outreach pastor. So this is an outreach, obviously.
It is,
right?
yeah.
So from your side, I've heard it from a lot of others, how did this all come together?
Well, Jordan and Diana contacted me and said that they wanted to start a car care clinic at Grace Place, and we were really excited to hear about that because it was something that the senior leadership team had already been talking about, that they wanted to see happen, and to know that they had that passion to do the same thing. We really wanted to hear about it. So it went from there to today.
So I just heard a piece I hadn't heard. So the senior leadership team had already talked about, sort of had thoughts of
yes.
cars. Yes.
Yeah, we really wanted to help our single women in the church that needed some extra help with their cars have car care. And so this is great.
Wow. And so then we have somebody in the church that had already done this somewhere else. And so she came to you about that, right?
Yes.
Wow, doesn't God work in amazing ways? So,
He sure does.
And so what do you think will be a best outcome, or what are the outcomes that could occur from today?
The best thing that I see is all the people working together on the cars, and not just the people in there, but the different car care clinics here in town, or not car care clinics, but automotive shops that are working together in there, and just the camaraderie that's happening.
Yeah, I think I've heard there's at least 2 auto shops, other than this one where we're at, that are here with their people that are full-time mechanics that are here volunteering their time. Is that right?
Yes.
I've heard that.
Yeah.
And it's not a beautiful day out there either,
no,
right?
It isn't.
So people have come. I actually know I've talked to several women that came from, one from Longmont, one from Erie. So it's really the people and women are coming from all over.
Yes.
Really and I've talked to teenagers in here and others. So how did the word get out around the church, or that this was going on, and that there were volunteers needed? And how does that work?
It mainly happened through the church updates, through the church bulletin, through announcements that were happening from the pulpit and stuff like that.
Cool. So is this something you hope will be an ongoing type of activity?
Every 3 months it should happen, and now that the Fates have opened up their garage, when it's cold in January, hopefully it can happen again.
Any other just thoughts that you have that we might throw on this tape if we use it?
I just love seeing everybody work together, and just that God provided 161 quarts of oil when only 160 were needed. It's just beautiful.
Oh, is that what the number? So they felt they needed 160 and we got 161.
Yeah.
Wow. What are some other God things that that's a great one.
Yeah. And then the food that was provided, we contacted a lady that really loves hospitality, and she was like, had no problem bringing in all the donuts and everything for this morning, the Fates opening up the garage, just all the people.
Yeah,
It's great.
very neat. Well, thank you, Ken.
Thank you. Sorry.